Hey guys, it's Claire. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. It is officially 2025, so today we're going to be doing a 2024 reading recap. Today I'm going to be listing my top 5 books that I read in 2024. Make sure to subscribe if you have not subscribed already and ring the bell to receive notifications every time I upload. I have so much epic content on the way for 2025. I just finished making my uploading schedule and oh my gosh, there's gonna be so much content and I don't want you to miss out. So subscribe if you want to. Also, let me know down below if you guys like it when I do reading videos. I love making reading videos so much, even if it's just like today I'm just talking about books. I love it so much. So let me know if you like it too. The biggest reader, but 2024 I definitely got more into reading and really tried to find some books that I enjoy, and I obviously succeeded because I have 5 favorites from 2024. And hopefully by the end of 2025 I find some more favorites. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into my top 5 reads of 2024. So number 5, I could not find my copy of it anywhere because it's a very small book with small print. But number 5 is a classic, And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I'll put it up on the screen. I love mystery books. That is 100% my favorite genre of books because I just get bored with things like romances and even fantasy. I like a good mystery, which you'll see by my top 5 ranking. But yeah, this one was really good, and I feel like it being just a classic Agatha Christie boosts its ranking because it's just it's kind of timeless, if you know what I mean. The premise of this is essentially a group of people get sent to this island and they all think they're there for a certain reason, when in reality they're all gonna die. Sounds really violent, but Agatha Christie has a way of writing that's not extremely gory. It's not a super gory, disgusting book. So that is why this book is ranked number 5. Moving on to number 4, we have The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. This was my favorite romance I read this year. I actually want to reread it, maybe around Valentine's Day, because this is set on Valentine's Day. I am so picky about romances, but this one kind of just checked all the boxes for me. I feel like it was not too lovey-dovey, if you know what I mean. It's essentially about a girl who has a terrible Valentine's Day and she's forced to relive the same day over and over, and of course by the end she learns lessons about life and family and she falls in love and all that kind of stuff. If you're in the mood for a good cheesy romance, this one is really good, and the main character is really funny, which I always love in a book. Unpopular opinion, I prefer The Do-Over over better than the movies. Let me know down below if you've read them what you think. So yeah, that is why The Do-Over gets spot number 4. Moving on to spot number 3, we have Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. Holly Jackson is probably my favorite author of the year. Her writing is just it's a good balance between not feeling choppy and cheap, but also not being too dressed up where you don't have to use your brain too much to figure out what she's meaning. This is the second book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. I absolutely loved this one. There were so many plot twists. While reading this book, it was the first time in literally years that I just sat down and had a multiple hours long just binge read. I just sat there and read and read and read, and I had not had that kind of feeling or desire in so long. I almost put this at number 2 or number 1. However, the beginning was a little slow for me. It was kind of a recap of the first one. The whole first 100 pages I kind of struggled to get through. But then once I made it past that, I was hooked. That is why Good Girl, Bad Blood takes spot number 3. So Holly Jackson was definitely my favorite author of 2024. Second place, we have The Reappearance of Rachel Price, also by Holly Jackson. This is a hardcover and I took off the slip around it because it was annoying me. Now I can't find it. So that's unfortunate. Luckily, there's still a design on this hardcover. This book was quite long, so this one took some time, but it was worth it. This book was honestly so good. So as you probably guessed from the title, it's about a reappearance of a woman who was missing for 16 years. She suddenly reappears out of nowhere, and seems like her story it's not adding up. I loved this book for so many reasons. Number 1, as you might be able to guess from the front cover, it kind of has a on-set vibe. They're filming a documentary about the disappearance of Rachel Price when she reappears. As an actress, I loved that storyline. There was camera crews and interviews and all that kind of stuff. And as our main character Belle is kind of uncovering secrets and following the mystery, it's kind of all being filmed as part of the documentary, so I just really loved that aspect of it. It made it just feel different than like a regular book. Second reason I love this one so much is because of the characters. I saw a lot of people on Goodreads did not like Belle, the main character. Personally, I really liked her. She's kind of like cold-hearted and a little bit mean sometimes, and just like a very guarded person, which kind of makes sense after all the things that she's gone through in her life. Personally, I liked her. I liked how she wasn't so girly and peppy and that kind of stuff. And the banter she had between her friends and stuff I found really funny because it was that kind of sarcastic, making fun of humor. As far as other characters go, I think that they are equally as good. Ash is a great character. I feel like that is something people who read the book will not fight me on. I absolutely loved reading about his and Belle's relationship, and normally I'm not very into like the romances in books, but this is one where like from chapter 1 I was like, oh yeah, like they're gonna have something, there's something going on there. However, this book cannot be number 1 because of the ending. The ending, my relationship to the ending of this book is kind of like my relationship to seasons 4 through 7 of Gilmore Girls. As in, I choose to pretend that the ending did not happen and focus on the prose of the start of the book, because that ending, it was really bad. Like, it was so bad. Like, I almost did not put this one at second just because the ending, like the last like 80 pages, horrible. Like, not realistic, not good. Like, oh, it's actually making me mad. Like, oh, I know I'm saying like too much, but I genuinely want to, there's a part of me that wants to bump this down to like 3rd or 4th place because of the ending. But then every time I think about like the characters in the documentary and the first part of it, and I'm like, no. I actually wrote my first ever book review on this book because I was so conflicted at the end, so I'll put it up on the screen if you want to read it. It has a little bit of spoilers, but not a lot. Okay, I'm just leaving it for now. For now. And that brings us to spot number 1, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Considering my top 3 were by Holly Jackson, safe to say I'm a fan. This book is so good. It's so good. Again, Holly's writing is just really easy to read, but not trashy and annoying. Like, there's still parts in all these books that like I want to underline because her writing is so good, but it's not too dressed up, and it's just like, it's the perfect balance. This is about a high schooler who is examining a closed case from the past. Basically, in the past, there was a murder kind of situation, and everyone just closed it off and blamed it on this guy named Sal. However, Pip does not think that that is what happens, and so she basically is trying to prove Sal innocent throughout the book, and along the way, she uncovers so many secrets. There's so many details. Again, love the characters. Pip and Belle definitely have some similarities. However, Pip's definitely more soft. Another favorite thing about this book is the log throughout it, so you can keep track of what is happening. Sometimes when I read a mystery book, I'm like, wait, who is this person? Who is this character? What is this message? Like, what? Like, there's so many details that it can get confusing. However, that was not the case with this. At the end of almost every chapter, it updates you with what's happened. You get a suspect list. And throughout the book, there's evidence pieces and messages and all kinds of stuff. So you can actually keep track of what the heck is happening. This is one that I could honestly reread so good, and that is why it gets the number 1 spot of books I read in 2024. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below what your favorite book you read in 2025 is, and make sure you subscribe before you go. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!